Hello Pisces, I'm here to do your bonus reading for November. I chose you because you've been so supportive and I just kind of felt like it. I pulled the Ace of Cups for us to look at while we do the roll today. It's interesting, you know, when you have a bunch of decks, you get quite a collection of these little books that come with the decks explaining what these pieces mean. And it's interesting how different the meanings are. Take this one right here, the Ace of Cups. I'll read two. They're very, very small. I mean, this one, you can see how small it is. I have two of these little books like this here right now. Okay, so Ace of Cups. The Dove of Peace blesses the sacrament of love. You have only to accept the offering. Message: love, joy, and spiritual fulfillment. So that's Mystical Tarot. And this is the Bosch Tarot, Harmonious Bosch. For that one, it says, very different. The fear of perceiving, of feeling, of loving should not give us cause to defend ourselves. In a way, they're similar. One saying, you only have to accept the offer of love. The other one says, you shouldn't fear loving. Love should not give us cause to defend ourselves. Anyway, very interesting. What I did today too was I laid out 3 cards for us so I don't have to shuffle later. And I also already pulled a RUMI oracle card because I know you're the sign of the poet and you'll appreciate it. Okay, so let's roll. I'm going to roll to get 5 pieces for you. You can skip this. I'll put the timestamp with the description. What can we get for Pisces today? What can we get for Pisces today? We got an upright. This is a 2. That means it's upright. Evens are upright. Odds are reversal. So you have that same 0 comes up all the time. 8 upright. I have no idea what piece that is. I'm not near the boxes. And I move them around all the time. They're in random order. Second piece for Pisces. Let's see, we got 40, 43 in reverse. The last reading, I had all uprights except 1. That's the first time that ever happened. I wish you the same luck. 75 upright. All right, another upright. Keep using my left hand. Wait a minute, that's my right hand. What am I saying? Okay. Another upright, 53 upright. Very good. One more piece for Pisces. What does Pisces need to know? Messages for Pisces. That's another upright. That same 0. See, I had to blot out the 8 in that one because that said 80. We only have 79 pieces. So 4 upright. Okay, I'll go pick out your pieces. Be back, clear this, and we'll start the reading. Okay, we're back with your pieces. Did you notice that the Ace of Cups came up again? Totally random. Went back to the boxes, moved things around, put the ace in a different place, and it came back anyway. Real quick, well actually first, why don't you just take a look at them, see what you think, maybe come up with your own story, pause the video for a little bit. You can look at the colors and, you know, the creatures, what they might mean to you. One could be your totem animal. We have a fish, a dog, 2 fish in a way, dolphin, and they are both cups. We have a majorette, scary lady with a crown on her head. Okay, so I'll tell you what they are, you know, how they match up with tarot. Because each one does match up directly with a particular tarot card. First, bottom left, here, the majorette. That's the 2 of Wands, Aries. One in the center with that little R that stands for reversal. Remember, we have 1 reversal. That's the King of Cups. Next to that, the dog stands for the Fool. 0 in the tarot, the major arcana. It's a beginning. A 2 is kind of a beginning. An ace is a beginning. So you can see where we're going here. Then we go to the back, the bust of the woman. That's the Queen of Swords, air sign. And the last piece we talked about already, that's the Ace of Cups. That's your energy. So I'm going to do everything all at once. I'm not going to go over them briefly and then go back to a summary. I'm just going to do it, what I see here. I'll try to tell you how and why. And like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of meanings to each of these pieces. So I put everything together. The two things I read from those little books in the beginning, that figures into this. Because the Two of Wands, modern readers look at that as choices, balance, juggling, twos, makes sense. Has a lot of different meanings though. And the two things I see running through this are change and sadness. Even though we only have one reversal. And then again, sadness and fear we talked about with the ace. And the ace could be read as totally positive. I mean, all on its own. But each piece has quite a list of meanings behind them. For instance, the Two of Wands can have to do with music, and so can the Queen of Swords, particularly related to dance. And the arts run through this quite a bit. We know that Pisces are a very artistic, creative sign. They're the photographers and the poets and the directors, which could be, could be a musical director. So what I see here is, let me go through this real quick. We have one major arcana, and that's the Fool, the dog, man's best friend. We have the one ace, which is a beginning. We have a Two of Wands, which is also the beginning. We have all the elements except Earth. No Earth here. As far as planets go, we have Mars, Uranus. Mars has to do with struggle, and the moon's here, could be a mother. Oh, so now the other big thing to me is we have two court cards, two court pieces in this case. We have the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Court pieces can relate to real people in our lives or us. If it's you, maybe you're the King of Cups, but you're in reverse. And the Queen of Swords could be the other half of the couple. I mean, most times gender doesn't matter, but if you use your intuition, just look at things and think about the meanings of the pieces. I mean, she's considered a widow, but she's usually thought of very much as a female. So we do have a couple. There's a little problem here. And it probably comes from the King of Cups. King of Cups, all cups are about emotion, be very emotional. And in reverse, he could have a very bad temper, he or she. Generally just a bad hombre. I mean, known for double dealing. That could be with a lot of things, business, love. He's considered very dishonest, secretive. We do have the moon as part of the sign here. And the other thing that's interesting is he's considered in reverse to have a cool exterior, but a very almost scary, violent desires inside with his emotions. And the Queen of Swords is considered definitely a very cool character too. Cold, actually. Can be very cutting with her words. They say she's very truthful though. It's an air sign, has a lot to do with communication. It sounds like both sides are being very cold. There's a chill over this whole thing. With the Two of Wands, the decision or the sadness or the change could be about money. I mean, Wands are usually very fiery, of course, focused, action-oriented, the fastest energy here. But what's the action all about? What's the choice about? The Fool is another one, could be about change. Because when we get into the Fool, it's about being carefree. Usually comes after something else. We're all grown-ups, have had long lives, lots of experiences. So even though it's a zero, it doesn't mean nothing came before it. So why is somebody feeling carefree, like they just want to let go, get out of here, just go off and probably have fun, get out of the house? I think we're all feeling that way, right? A lot of times people go off like that to let go of fear, to leave fear behind. The Ace of Cups is the beginning. So we have a 0, we have Ace, which is 1, we have a 2. So it feels like change is happening. King is not in a good mindset right now. A change might be bothering them. The fear could be bothering them. The fear of change. Could it have something to do with the Queen of Swords? Does he or she know something's up? Maybe fear of the unknown with the moon. You know, back to the Ace of Cups again. Yeah, I would say what sticks out to me with that is change. Transmutation, which is a different kind of change. It's like, makes me think more of inwardly change. But then we have travel too with the Ace of Cups. Yeah, there's this feeling of getting out, going out, doing something. Even the King of Cups has this violent desire to do something. What is it? He's secretive, so it's hard to say. Maybe when we clarify, we'll find out. You know, there are questions, a lot of questions here. Like, what's the real problem? I don't see the real problem right now, except for fear of change right now. But why? So maybe we should pull these cards. Let's see what's on these cards I shuffled. They came out randomly. I have no idea what they are. I'll move the camera down and we can take a look, see what we got. Flip them over. I gotta move over a little bit. Let me move these. These cards are from the Hermetic Tarot. Okay, let's take the first one. We had the Four of Cups, more cups, your energy. It's Cancer, the moon. They're really splashing about, aren't they, in this image here. Looks like food, drink, more cups. So the 1, 0, 1, 2, and now we have a 4. In traditional tarot, this is the one where there's a young man sitting down, kind of looking off, like he's not even paying attention. He's either bored or looking away on purpose, not paying attention. Basically looking the other way, while a cup is coming out of a cloud being offered to him. One cup, and the other 3 cups are in front of him. So it's usually about an offer being made, being rejected, or just, again, it's kind of, could be like, you know, why is he looking away? Why is he not paying attention? Again, that could be because of fear, could be because of change. I don't know if we're really getting an answer here as to what the problem is, except not putting the right energy in, looking away, not looking at the problem, whatever it is. Let's flip the second one. The 5 of Wands. 4, 5, 0, 1, 2, 4, 5. 5 of Wands. The Lord of Strife. You can see that just barely, right? Lord of Strife. Yeah, 5s are all tough energy. Look at those crazy beasts. One's a lion for sure on the left. On the right is like a monster. Even though it's wands, looks like there's some kind of sword almost at the bottom. Fire, because it is fire sign. And if you don't remember what this one looks like in traditional tarot, it's 5 guys with wands. Looks like they're fighting. Some people say they're just practicing, or it's like something to show off maybe. But it's conflict. Even if they're not fighting, they're preparing for war, preparing for battle. So again, I'm not seeing what the main problem here is. Why do we prepare for battle? Is it because we're fearful? I had a strange experience the other day. Someone's attacked by 3 dogs. 3 dogs that are normally trained to attack people, protect their master. A pit bull, a Doberman Pinscher, and a German Shepherd. And it's funny, the dog came up the other day too. In fact, all these pieces here, just like with cards, I always say, you know, as long as I've been paying attention to tarot, I say, how come these same pieces seem to come up more than other pieces? Some pieces seem to never come up. And all these pieces you see in front of you, they've come up numerous times. Especially the King of Cups, the Fool, definitely the 2 of Wands, and definitely the Queen of Swords. So I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, these dogs were with their owners, I'd say 100 yards away. We're walking on a dirt road in the woods, and these dogs saw us and bolted off as fast as they could right towards us. They stopped only, I'd say, maybe a foot away, looking at us, snarling, barking, showing their teeth. We both remained calm. We didn't move. We didn't say anything. It probably wasn't a very long time, but eventually it seemed like, I mean, it did seem like a long time, but eventually the owner called the dogs back. We were afraid. We talked about it later, but we held our fear back. We didn't show it, and I was prepared to fight it if I had to. So what I was getting at is fear. It made me think later that we have to prepare for things, eventual trouble in our lives. We can't be so passive that we can become victims. And is that out of fear or is that out of intelligence? Something to think about. I also thought about warnings, and I see tarot as being very strong at giving us warnings. And the other thing I think it does very well is give us confirmations, things we're already thinking about. And these readings are meant to give you little tidbits, little pieces of things that you can put together with other things and find answers. And they're likely things you're already thinking about. Okay, so let's go to the last card. Another upright. By the way, these are all upright. So we went through this whole thing with only one reversal. To me, that's amazing. Amazing. Got another 5. Wow. Like I said, 5s are tough energy. I mean, this card can mean that no matter what's going on, don't despair. Things can look really bad, or they can feel really bad, but you're going to get through it. Might be a good time to ask for help. Traditional tarot, these are two people looking really downtrodden, bad shape. And it's almost like they don't see the help that somebody's offering them. It's right in front of them, but they're not seeing it. Didn't we talk about that before too, about we're not seeing things that are there for us? Okay. So to keep this shorter than usual, I already pulled our RUMI Oracle. The same piece, the same card was pulled last week. And I'll probably read a different part of it. This is the cover. Lana Fairchild. And it's a nice book, beautiful really. This is what we're going to look at today. I did look at this one when I picked it. When it came out, I didn't really pick it. It was a popper. So it says, beyond the threshold of fear. Now isn't that a coincidence? Fear, fear, fear. Number 25, that could mean something to you. We have a 2, we have 5s here. So this RUMI comes with a beautiful book. Get the page. Okay. I'll try to show you. You can screenshot this if you want. I think I'll read something over here. There's something about fear right there. After so long, you are changing your relationship to fear. All right, I'll read this to you. Let's see what we get. Enter the lion's jungle. Don't think about getting hurt. Fearful thoughts are phantoms of the mind. No one is harmed in this jungle. Everything is compassion and love. It is your fear holding you back like a bar behind the door. RUMI. So the lion's jungle, huh? It's a jungle out there. But don't think about getting hurt. The fearful thoughts are just things of our mind. No one is harmed in this jungle. Everything is compassion and love. That's if we make it that way. The garden is our mind. The jungle is our mind. If your fear is holding you back, we have to let that go. They're my words. Anyway, let's read this part that starts out about fear too. After so long, you are changing your relationship to fear. No more shall it hold you in its thrall. You are becoming able to observe it, to witness it, even to have compassion rather than resistance. Instead of unconsciously sabotaging your growth and choosing to slumber in darkness, you awaken and delight in sound of your divine being. Push and pull, one step forward and half step back. So it has been for so long. and you have endured. Yes, you are winning the race, brave one, and fear is left to fizzle out. It was always a far less beautiful firework than your passionate conviction for love anyway. Better to let that dazzling firework come to light instead. Much more satisfying. So, I wonder what that's all about. Let's think real quick. We've all been on a long trail here, and you're changing your relationship to fear. You're not going to let it hold you tightly as you let it before. Yeah, this is about having a long trail. We start at 0, and we go up to the court cards and beyond. And instead of sabotaging yourself unconsciously and choosing to be in the darkness, you're awakening in your soul, in your divine being. Back and forth, like the Two of Wands. One step forward, one step back. Half step back, I mean. So that's the way it's been for a long time, and you've endured that. You're actually getting ahead, even though it might seem slow. And fear is fizzling out. Love wasn't always, love never really worked out to be the beautiful firework that you thought it was or you felt it was. It's better to understand that it is beautiful and dazzling, but it's more satisfying if you really understand the truth. Anyway, that's my interpretation. Yours is just as valuable. Let me put that up here again in case you want to read those couple paragraphs after that space. Okay, that's your reading. Thanks for coming. Hope you got a few little threads here you can tie together with some other things going in your life, or it's confirmed something you've been thinking about or feeling. Come back again. Please don't forget to comment, share, like, and subscribe. Love you all.